A quick warning before we begin this episode. Teddy had recently got his new MacBook Pro. Spoiler alert. I know that's a topic further into this episode, but the reason why I'm mentioning this now is because it's actually important because due to the fact he got his new MacBook Pro, he was recording the podcast on it, and unfortunately he didn't properly set OBS up, and his audio is a tad screwed up. You can still hear him, except it's going to sound a little echoey for Teddy. So we're going to address this and make sure that we get this fixed in the next episode. But we're just going to have to deal with this for now. Pardon the technical difficulties. Anyway, let's dive into this week's episode.
Touchscreen went off on it. On two of them.
Come on! No!
On two of them. So far.
I swear it's a curse!
What do you expect? Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for this?
Would you rather have to play Lego Fortnite or watch the short by Reggie that I sent you last night? Like you have to do one.
I'd rather watch that. I'd rather watch that short.
You have to do one for an hour. Play Fortnite for an hour or watch Reggie Too Funny for an hour. The phone passed their diagnostics. It's fine, right?
Yeah, a lot of it is just a combination of lack of I can't English.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the iTunes Fanboy Podcast. As always, I am Teddy Magger from the iTunes Fanboy.
I'm Tabby Cat 406.
My name is Alpha Day Wolf, and I really badly need a haircut.
Alright, this is TIFP episode number 57, and we have a bunch of new topics, but first up, just a quick disclaimer, is that you might, in case you're wondering about the lower quality of webcams, because I'm recording on my MacBook's webcam, because stupid continuity camera won't work. So, yay.
Still better than Windows 10.
Yeah.
Well, hey, it's the best
Windows
webcam
10
on a
doesn't
laptop.
Well, either...
You are right.
Well, before we get too sidetracked off of Windows, I just want to give another brief update with TIFP is that I decided to split the topics into two different categories, being the first one being actual crucial news topics that are confirmed and are going on right now and are for sure. And then I decided to put rumors off to the side as secondary topics, just because rumors aren't exactly 100% confirmed, and especially today we have we have several topics to cover that are crucial, and we also have some rumors.
Hey, Teddy, can you change the microphone input on Discord?
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's coming in through your AirPods.
Yeah.
Settings.
I need one of those. I really need one of those like things to put on a carpet floor to make your desk chair roll smoother again. I had one, but it got torn up. I really need one of those things.
How do I change the audio input?
So right
On
in
Discord.
it's right next to the hang up
What you
button.
do-
There's a menu, and then it'll give you a list of input sources that you can choose from.
Yeah, there's a drop down.
Oh, I see that. Okay. Alright, can you hear me now?
Oh, so much better.
get the
Yes,
gist?
that sounds... There we go.
Did you get the... Alright. Did you get the gist of what I said about the topic splitting?
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Alright, so that's good. So, our first crucial topic is... Now, this is similar to this is like a moment in Apple news. This is some very drastic news. It's a little bit unexpected. It's been kind of brewing this for now 3 years. Similar to the real, but this time it is regarding this time. Are you ready for this topic, people?
No.
The sales Apple Watch Series 9, the Apple Watch Ultra 2 have been banned in the United States over blood oxygen sensor patents in the US over a company named Maximo. And the only way that Apple can keep selling those without having to remove the oxygen blood oxygen sensors is that Biden has Joe Biden or his people have to they have to basically override the case, or else Apple can file an appeal, but that will take 18 months, and by then there will be a new Apple Watch.
This sucks because I was going to get a Series 9.
You can still get. Oh,
next
you
week.
can't get one now.
Oh, I was.
Yeah,
this
as of
was-
today, the sales
I was.
they stopped.
Yeah, I was dead ready to do this. I had everything ready, but if don't get one, I'm gonna keep the Series 7 for another 2 years.
Why another 2 years? Since the Series 10 will probably fix it.
Because I like to have a 2-year upgrade cycle, and if I do 2 years more on this, it'll make it even. Because I don't like upgrading after 3 years. I'd rather do 4. Well, I don't think I've ever upgraded anything after 4 years, but yeah.
All right. Well,
It's just really annoying because
yes, we
it's
should
always some stupid stuff.
Yes, and some stupid stuff. Now maybe it'll get fixed. Maybe this case will be fixed by the time we get. We're done recording. Though, my guess is that Apple has to take them off by store shelves, and if Christmas passes and nothing happens, then Apple will likely just remove the watch and slightly modify similar to how Samsung modified the Note 7 to have a smaller battery. Apple might do that to save the Series 9, the Ultra 2 in the latter half of the cycle, though. I'm honestly
because I'm assuming there's going to be a price cut too.
Yeah, I wonder what this will mean in the long term. Like, for example, if the Apple Watch Series 9, the Ultra 2 are going to be worth a lot of money to Apple collectors in the future because they would have only been sold during this amount of time, or else, how long this ban will last.
Yeah, and I'm not buying an Apple Watch after January or after December. Like I'm not buying it in 24. So
I have to wonder, what the heck are they going to do with all of that supply that they still have left?
you know what I think? Furbish store.
Nope, they can't do refurbished. They can't do
take the
refurbished
sensor
store.
out.
That's illegal.
Or even, how about this? What if the sensor is disabled via a software update?
Apple engineers are working on that too.
You know, this is what I've always kind of thought about Apple Watch's health sensors. I've thought, for a very certain demographic, they're good. But I'm going to pretty much say 95% of the people buying the Series... When did they announce it? The Series 6, right?
Yeah.
Yep, Series 6.
People who bought the Series 6 and up did not buy it purely based on that feature.
Yeah, my grandmother uses it quite a lot, but even then she doesn't use it purely for the blood oxygen sensor. So it's not going to be a big deal if Apple removes it.
When I heard about this, I forgot about that feature. I genuinely forgot that it existed. I haven't thought about that feature in 2 years. The last time I used it, I think, was the day I got my Series 7. I was like, oh, I'm gonna check this out. Because you get a new feature, you're gonna check it out. That's what us tech guys do.
And the sheer stupidity of this case, as Taylor Tech said, is that the fact that this is such a tiny little Apple Watch feature, yet that there's an entire lawsuit over us. This isn't like Beeper stealing iMessage, which we're going to come back to later in this episode, FYI. This isn't like Beep.
Who is suing Apple?
Maximo, the company that makes low oxygen sensors.
The people who make the sensors for Apple?
No, Apple.
No. What they were the company
patent
that
holder.
initially designed it, and Apple wanted to initially work with them on getting access to these patents to integrate into the watch. But somewhere along the lines, disagreements had happened, and evidently, at least from what I've inferred from, Apple kind of poached Maximo's engineers and ex-employees, hired them up, and used them to integrate the feature into the Apple Watch Series 6.
This is very similar to how how Meta hired ex-Twitter employees and such to work for Meta to basically rip off Twitter for threads and the same. And ironically, this is all relationships between Apple and Maximo. They're ironically pretty similar to Apple or the U.S. and Japan's relationship before, which I did not think about until just now.
Well, that's just kind of is what it is, right?
Yep.
All that I can really say about it, because what are we
now we
gonna
have
do?
to. Well, I can't do anything about Apple and Maximo's stealing each other's stuff.
Yeah, but
To be
Okay.
fair, Max, I understand that Apple did I see both sides of this because whilst Apple did rip off Maximo, Maximo
shouldn't have
didn't
done
agree.
that.
Maximo didn't agree. Maximo was being too stubborn in the first place, and so Apple tried, but they just couldn't get an agreement. So now that Maximo is going to try to sue Apple, and more importantly, they're going to try. And more importantly, they're a smartwatch company too. You have to keep that in mind as well.
Maximo is?
Yes, they make smartwatches.
Never heard of them.
Yeah. So
They
you might
good.
just have to think that maybe.
Are they any good?
They don't look
I
like
don't
it,
know,
to be
but
honest.
that's what Maximo wants people to start thinking about, though.
Dude, it looks like an Apple Watch.
Yes, Apple tried to sue Maximo
Look at the
over it
bottom of
looking
it.
like an Apple Watch too.
Look at the bottom of it.
It doesn't look like one at all to me.
No, because look at the
Let
bottom.
me look up Maximo. Maximo.
It's like the display's curvature in the color.
Oh.
At the bottom.
Oh, good lord! That is a literal Apple Watch ripoff.
Because
From
if
Maximo.
you...
Oh, I'm not
If you
Maximo,
look-
not Maximo. Okay.
It's Masimo. Massimo.
Oh,
But if you look at
Maximo. Yeah.
if you look at how watches looked before and after the Apple Watch, you can kind of see Apple did the same
does
thing with
kinda
watches
look-
that they did with
It
phones.
does look a bit suspicious. It looks it looks like a Samsung, how a Samsung phone looks like an iPhone.
I think we should go on from this topic because
It's controversial.
not controversial. I think we just dug it into the ground there by spending 10 minutes on it.
Well, there's one thing actually left I wanted to get your guys' opinions on.
What's up?
What is it?
Do you think Biden will veto this?
No.
I don't know. I
really
don't
think he cares that much about it. I
There's-
think he's got bigger things to worry about.
Yeah, Joe Biden has far bigger things to care about.
Quick thing, my 10s Max broke. Touchscreen went off on it. On two
Oh,
of them.
come on! No!
On two of them. So far.
I swear it's a curse!
What do you expect?
But that's not even the biggest iPhone related thing that I've had to deal with this week.
Yep, we'll get to that story in a second, but our next topic is that the first cars with enhanced CarPlay have been announced.
Porsche Cayenne's probably going to be on there.
I'm not sure exactly which cars it is, but remember that enhanced CarPlay that was announced at WWDC 21?
Yeah. I think it was 22 though.
Which allows you to take... Well,
Was it 21?
No, it has to be 21 because it feels it feels like that was announced forever ago.
Yeah, it was 21.
Oh.
Or no?
All I remember.
Let me look this up.
I remember iOS 14's CarPlay being the same, and I remember expecting more from iOS 15's CarPlay. Or no.
Yeah, I think it
15
was.
the
Oh,
same.
22.
22?
It was 22.
Okay, I thought so. I thought 15's CarPlay was lacking. 16's CarPlay felt the same. 17's CarPlay is a little bit different than 16. But yeah, I actually think it's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah, because it can allow you to take full control of the vehicle, which I'm
Ambient
really
lighting. I
excited
believe
for,
CarPlay
since
can
a lot-
already do ambient lighting on the 24 Cayenne. Right?
I wouldn't know that, but
I think I saw it in the 24 Cayenne.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
well, here's the
It might
thing.
have just
I
been
don't
an
know. I'm trying to figure out what image they used for that press photo because we found a car's battery percentage in there, so it's an electric Porsche, but it
Hold on, can
doesn't
you send
look
me the
like
press
either the
photo?
Taycan or the Macan.
Can you send me the press photo?
1 sec. I gotta look it up. Yeah, 1 sec.
Yeah, but when I was in the Cayenne, I didn't connect CarPlay. I don't. But it's going to be cool. I don't,
Yeah.
because I think that Audi does a really good digital display. So I don't know which one I would use if I got the option, because of course the Q5's not gonna have it. Not gonna have it in an update. Maybe a future model year. Definitely not an update.
Come on, where's the press photo? Is this it? Yep, here it is.
You gonna send it on iMessage or Discord?
I have Discord in full screen, so I'll do iMessage.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
That is actually what looks to be a concept. But that
it could be a concept.
that would be the 24 Cayenne. But I don't believe the screen goes down that far. It looks boxier.
I don't know what this is. It has to be a concept because this
Yeah.
doesn't look like the Taycan or the Macan, but it's an electric vehicle because if you look under the speedometer, there's a battery percentage.
Huh. Yeah. It looks like a concept of something.
It has to be. I don't know what it is.
That's weird. But that's gonna be a cool feature. I'm excited for that.
Yep, coming to Porsche's. Aston Martin is another.
Ooh.
I don't recall if there was a third one or not.
Cool.
But yeah, we're finally getting our first cars with the new CarPlay, which it looks so good. It looks perfect.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
My family just now got a car that supports the old CarPlay.
Not wireless?
Nope.
Wow.
My mom's 2018 Mercedes GLS 450, I believe.
I was debating buying a
That's
vehicle
cool.
with wireless CarPlay last week.
And we experienced a little connection issue, so, okay, connection issue resolved. Back to the show.
You were debating on doing what?
Buying a car with wireless CarPlay.
A new one?
Yeah.
Another car? You just got a car, though.
I know. I ultimately decided no. But
Yeah, I mean, if you're
there was a
financial
particular reason why I wanted to get it.
Why?
It's full electric.
That's cool.
Yes, I knew it.
If your financial situation allows for it, do it. But if not, if you can't take that, then you can wait.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
especially 'cause
ultimately
somebody has to
decided
pay rent
against
for his
it.
room now.
What was it, like a Chevy Bolt or something?
Yeah, it was the Chevy Bolt.
Mm.
They had a nice one on the lot,
We talked
and
about it on the
because the
last
Bolt has
episode.
ended production, I really wanted to. I actually thought about potentially getting the Chevy Bolt because, I want the full electric experience, and that's not what my
Yeah.
car has.
So do
Problem
I.
is, I just couldn't make it work because, I'd have to go to the public charging station. I can't do it at home because I don't have permission to here. And then also long distance road tripping, that thing is going to be a huge pain.
Yeah.
So I'd still need Stardust.
Right.
So
Yeah, I chose not to. I want to go full electric, but I'm obviously not financially well suited enough to do that either. As even if I could get an actually good paying job right now, the only problem is that I have school that's in the way. So
YouTube's gonna be paying you soon enough.
yeah, YouTube will.
Speaking of EVs, so a couple days ago, I did somewhat of a longer drive, and in the Q5, I was in all EV mode for a whole 28 miles, which is almost a record for the Q5 for me.
that's pretty good.
I did
Especially
back
for an
roads,
Audi
a lot
hybrid.
of it was downhill. For such a small battery, that's impressive. I think I even
Yeah,
have
that
the
is.
numbers. I think I have the numbers on how efficient it was. So, hold on, let me look. I was getting 2.3 miles per kilowatt hour.
That's a very efficient for an Audi, unfortunately. Why are Audis so inefficient?
Very efficient for a big SUV.
Yeah, but
Alright.
All right.
Speaking of electric groups from cars from Audi, I guess this would be a great segue into one of our future topics, which I wasn't going to talk about until much later, but I think it's appropriate now, which is that, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for this? Volkswagen finally did it! And by
They
it,
did
I
it,
mean they
ladies and
switched to an
gentlemen! Where's my
aspect
cable? Yes!
Cool.
They switched.
Yeah.
So, and you can finally have good charging infrastructure with a Volkswagen Group charger vehicle, but now I have one question to ask Alpha about that.
Yes?
Does this make you desire a Taycan more?
I mean, if I ever become rich and famous, yeah, I really like the Taycan. Taycan is one of my favorite electric vehicles out there.
Is it an SUV?
Crossover.
Nope, it's a sedan.
Oh, I
I'm thinking about a
might.
different one.
If I ever get rich, I might have to buy a Porsche Taycan too. Since
They're nice.
oh boy,
They're nice, but they're the only full EV. But my God, are they tiny? Man,
That's good for me
Oh,
because I don't
can't.
like big cars.
That's not great for me because I'm not necessarily tiny.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
I mean,
the one
I'm
thing about it. The roofs are not exactly tall, so.
yeah.
That's why. That's the
Well,
same
what about
issue
the
I have
station
in my
wagon?
dad's BMW right now.
I drove a 4S. I'm like 5'10", around there, and it was kind of hard to get comfortable in that thing. I don't think I could do that on a long drive. And I don't think a lot of people would be able to. Because Alpha, you're 5'8", right?
Yeah, I couldn't. I'm tall. I'm taller than Tabby, so I probably
Yeah, you're
could
what, 6'3", 6'4"?
either, and I can get comfortable.
Well, that's weird because-
even I.
Alpha, you're like 5'8", right?
That's weird because I know yeah, I'm 5'8", but I know Kyle Connor is over 6 foot, and that's his favorite car to road trip.
Wow. I don't know, because I drove it a quarter mile, maybe, if that, so... Not like I was taking it across country.
Yeah, he
guess
loves
that's nice.
Taycan so much. It's always the car he rents when he goes to Germany. He's done a cannonball with that car even, and Taycan's his favorite car.
If you go to Germany, yeah, you're gonna try and get a Taycan, whatever.
Yeah, I do plan on going to Germany at some point, and the car I'm going to rent is not going to be a Tesla.
It'll be a Taycan.
It will be the Porsche Taycan, because I am going up and down that Autobahn at, what is it, 256 kilometers an hour is where it maxes out?
I think you need certification
Yeah.
to do that, though.
My dad
You're gonna get the certification?
My dad really wants to.
Yeah, of course.
My dad really wants to take a BMW M Series race car up and down on the Autobahn if he goes to Germany.
M3s are cool.
Yeah, the M. Yeah, the BMW M race cars are some of the best. They're the best combustion engine race cars out
The
there.
911 Turbo S, though, and the GT3s. Hard to compete with those.
I've driven an M6, and I can definitely say that. Oh boy, you feel the power quickly. But
Your family have an M6 or something?
yeah, my dad drives an M6.
That's
I still have yet to get
But I guess nowadays you should.
I still have yet to get in a BMW. I've never been in one.
They're okay.
You would like a BMW because BMWs are low and they're also really good for snow performance, which is very important in Alpha's hometown.
They're nice, but I've never.
Yeah, but they
had the
also have
biggest
this need to
interest in
charge
them.
a subscription for heated seats.
They don't do that in the US.
They have?
They don't. From what I looked it up, and they don't.
They don't do it now, but they used to.
Yeah, they've gotten better.
I mean, Apple used to slow their phones down when the battery health got
That
low.
was because
still do,
that was for
actually.
battery health.
Yeah, but
Well, they still do, actually.
at least they tell you now.
It's
so
just now we know about it.
you can't really
Yeah.
judge a company on what they've done years. Well,
Yeah.
there are some companies that. Never mind. But
Yeah.
besides all that, what else do we have?
All right. So, remember how I said that we have to talk about Beeper?
Oh, those people.
So you know what Beeper is doing now?
What?
So Beeper is going to start resorting to older jailbroken iPhones to restore the service. When basically, in short, if you have an older iPhone, that as long as it's kept on Wi-Fi and such, and it's at home, then you can use it as your iPhone or iPad or iPod Touch or whatever as an iMessage server. And they will also rent older jailbroken iPhones for you to steal iMessage from Apple.
This is literally robbery! How does nobody see this?
People blame Apple for not opening up iMessage. EU.
It's not our say-to!
So now they have to go. Huh?
It's not our say as to whether Apple should open iMessage up or not. It is their product. They developed it. They
Yes,
have
it
every
is.
right to say what device this service runs on. If they want to put it on Android, fine. They can put it on Android if they choose to. But
They
it
did
is
it
not
too.
our say to do that. And if Apple says, no, the only way you're going to do this is if you buy our hardware, then that is what we have to do.
Yes.
Stop
this
trying to
is exact-
steal it from them.
And what's so bad about Beeper is if Beeper keeps messing around with them, not only is Beeper going to get shut down more and more into oblivion by Apple, but more importantly, Apple's probably going to start cutting off iMessage from older iPhones, as it still works on as early as iOS 5. Apple can take that away and start. Apple could probably get away with restricting it with breaking it on even as new as iOS 12, and they could probably even get away with breaking it on iOS versions as new as 14.
Just it angers me that we are watching this company trying to steal Apple's service in plain sight. And yet the media refuses to see it that way. They see it as, oh, they're the new saving grace against this evil corporate overlord. They're not a monopoly, guys. They're just a big company. That's it.
Yeah.
There's nothing special about them. They're just a big company. That's it. Why do we feel that it's okay all of a sudden to literally steal a service from a big company? Why do we feel it is now okay to steal somebody else's things?
Well, it's just a simple problem that people tend to look down upon rich, wealthy people and companies. I mean, it's a natural.
People want what they can't have.
It's a natural hate.
Big companies have what they want. They can't have it.
It's the same reason why communism spread.
I hate the mentality of screw the big company. They're the problem. Because in most scenarios, see, I know a lot of people who say, oh, screw Apple, their products are garbage. I've had people go on hour-long rants about Apple. You know what they bought? The 11 Pro. You know what they bought? The 12 Pro.
Yes.
You know what they bought? Every iPhone since then. You know what they've bought? Every Apple Silicon Mac. You know what they've bought? Everything Apple sells. You know, they use an Android for a day. They're like, I miss my iMessage, dude. I miss my iPhone. I miss my Apple stuff. And then they blame Apple because Apple has a good tactic of keeping people on their services. You know, it's the equivalent of saying, damn Samsung, giving us all this customization. I wish they don't have this customization so I would want to use an iPhone. But nobody says that, but everyone says Apple's just sticking us here. Apple's sticking us with iMessage so we can't switch. But nobody says about Samsung, Samsung's giving us all this customization so now we can't switch. If you give me the option between every bit of my phone being customizable and iMessage, you know, I don't care that much about iMessage, but I'd choose iMessage because I care about it more than customization. You know how many times I've customized my lock screen this month? 0. Yeah.
Probably a grand total of 0.
No, my lock screen.
Same here.
My lock screen on the 14 Pro for most of the way through that phone was just my cat. And then it was my cat on the 15 Pro until I changed it to a 997. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not the most creative person when it comes to phone lock screens and stuff. Which is probably...
Yeah, neither am I. The only thing
Neither am I with home
screens
screens.
is usually the wallpaper and the font to make it like the old school style.
Back when I was on Android, my literal home screen is the exact same way my home screen is on my iPhone.
Yeah.
Just apps taking up
I
the
don't like
entire
Android
thing.
home
No
screens.
widgets, no space. No. The point of the home screen is where all my apps are supposed to be. And I do like having the app library because it'll... Usually on the home screen, I prefer to have all of my quick access apps and all that. And then if I need to use an infrequently used app, but still need it on the phone, I'll just go to the app library and find it there.
I just use Spotlight Search, man. Just easy to type in, you know, if I'm looking for Twitter. Well, hate their new name for it, but if I'm looking for X,
Yeah, I know.
I've typed in, because I refuse to have any social media apps besides Snapchat on my home screen. So every time I've done that, it's been through the app library. So on my iPhone, for whatever reason, the top left on social is always Instagram. Don't know why. So I have
You don't even use Instagram anymore.
I have a personal account. I just got rid of my public account.
Oh.
But if I want to look for Twitter, I'll just go and type in X, and that's the first thing that pops up. And if I want to find any other app,
That is kind of convenient, I guess.
yeah, because it's like, why am I going to go through an app library when I can just memorize my keyboard? You know, there are some apps that I do use on a daily basis. You know, I got Discord because I don't consider that social media. Oh, I have BeReal on my home screen. YouTube Studio, Audi, Denon AVR
That
remote,
service.
Apple Home, you know, the App Store, mail, camera, stuff like that. Then on the second screen, it's mostly utilities. I got voice memos, files, USPS, eBay, Amazon, you know, speed test, that kind of stuff. Flight radar, that's one that I use a lot. Insurance app, which, yeah, gotta deal with that now. But, side topic, how does Apple allow for all of this tracking? This insurance app has tracked everything I do. It knows how many miles I've driven, how many hard braking, fast acceleration, everything. Once in a while, the phone will say that the app has tracked
That
my
is awesome.
location like 60 times in an hour, whatever, 60 times in a day. But it's weird.
Oh.
But
That's a creepy insurance plan.
oh,
Just out of curiosity, so that way I don't have to deal with this when I start driving. What insurance company do you have?
cut this out. What it is, it's
Yep, getting cut out right now.
Oh.
so it's pretty much an app. So it's for discounts.
That's not mine.
So right now,
That's not mine. That's
so
not
I have
mine,
an
so I'm
18%
good.
discount right now, and if I don't do stupid stuff, well, a little bit hard because it says I've got 3 fast acceleration and 3 hard brakings and 210 miles in the last week. Then I will get a higher discount, but it's only because of how insurance companies like to treat teenagers, which, you know, it's kind of
Oh,
fair,
yes.
seeing as
Yeah, teenage
How much
boys
is
have
your
to be
insurance
stuck with
cost?
high insurance rates.
So I don't really deal with the cost of it. Pretty much as long as I'm getting good grades in my school, which I have like a 3.8 GPA right now, they'll pay for it. If not, then I'm gonna have to get a job.
That's cool.
So
Because yeah, for me, my insurance is $800 every 6 months.
that's not too bad. 800 every 6 months. Yeah, it's only like 130 a month,
Yeah.
right? It's not half bad. I thought,
I hate how I have to have full
800
coverage.
dude, I thought you were gonna say, I thought you were gonna
60
say
a month.
800 a month, and I was gonna be like, oh, what the hell did you do?
I was literally about
Dude,
to.
I was gonna be like,
by
what did you
accident.
do, man? Yeah, it's not hateful.
Nothing.
Yeah, that's
I've only been in one accident in my car, and it's not my fault.
Your current one?
No, the old one.
Oh,
The old one
okay.
I was in an accident in.
Yeah. I don't remember that, but I think we should get back to the topic.
Fair enough.
alright. So we wore down the beaver topic. So now let's move on to our next very, very, very interesting topic.
We have a lot of these all of a sudden.
So remember the case between Apple and Epic Games, which Apple won?
Yeah, years ago. That was like
Oh
2020.
my goodness.
2019?
Don't tell me that Epic's coming back again.
No, Epic's not coming
Let
back
me
again
guess.
against Apple. But
Let me guess. Does this have to do with side loading?
no,
Thank God.
or it does, but so remember back when Apple? So remember back when Epic Games sued both Apple and Google?
I didn't know
Yep.
Google was a part of it, but I always knew Apple was a part of it.
You know. So even though Apple won, Google actually lost the case.
Oh, ow. Why?
I don't know.
So because Google is being investigated for antitrust by the U.S. government and because Google has been revealed to have been paying Epic Games to keep it from going to other app stores, and more importantly because Google allows side loading on Android, while iOS doesn't. As a result, the walled garden was actually considered as passable by the U.S. government, but the bribery of Google's method, despite supposedly being an open garden, didn't work, which again is good for Apple because it shows how maybe it'll show the EU, hey, maybe sideloading isn't so beneficial after all. But more importantly, Epic Games lost to Google, or they won against Google. Excuse me.
Epic Games is annoying.
I hate that. For the last
They're right
couple
up there with
weeks, I was in
Spotify
school.
and Beeper and
all my classmates have been talking about the new Lego Fortnite, and I'm like, what is even the point of that?
Would you rather have to play Lego Fortnite or watch the short by Reggie that I sent you last night? Like you have to do one.
I'd rather watch that. I'd rather watch that story.
You have to do one for an hour. Play Fortnite for an hour, or watch Reggie Too Funny for an hour.
I would watch that stupid short for an hour.
Alpha, did you watch it?
I didn't even watch it. No, I didn't even watch
You
it.
gotta watch
was-
it. It's the one by Reg Too Funny.
Okay,
Let's get his
one
live reaction. Let's get his live reaction.
Where is it? Wrong one.
It's not the one with the bird. It's the one up before the bird.
Yep, this one. Okay. This better not mess up my YouTube feed. Let's unmute that. Turn volume up. Oh, my headphones switched over.
Oh, that's so annoying.
What the heck is this? What the hell? I am so confused.
What do you think of it?
So am I.
Pretty stupid.
Yeah, as somebody who has a 4.0 GPA in school right now, I was confused by that too.
What do you think these dudes like GPA was?
Negative 4.0.
He probably didn't go. He probably 1.0, and he probably dropped out of high school.
Which one?
All of them.
1.0, and it was 1.0. It was.
Would you rather
They all
would you
dropped.
rather have to deal with the dudes at the beginning of the video or the dudes at the end of the video?
I don't know. Honestly.
Neither, to
I don't
be
know.
honest. Yeah. All right.
Mind you,
Let's get off of that, please.
Okay. So now we have something. So now we have our next topic to talk about, which is actually regarding threads.
They're still relevant?
Well, so remember back when threads launched, it was a big deal, but it was actually banned in Europe due to the EU regulations.
Wait, why?
We're gonna have to deal with more of them later.
Why'd the EU ban? Those people are out of control.
Privacy?
They make zero sense.
It.
I think Threads
When
is
do they
stupid.
care about privacy all of a sudden?
Threads is stupid, but like, what's the point?
But,
What are
you
they
know,
gaining
but
from
Threads launched. Threads finally launched in Europe, but interestingly enough, the posts in Threads can actually interact with posts on Mastodon, despite being on two different
Oh,
platforms.
what? Huh.
Yeah,
I've looked at the Mastodon place. I am confused.
I don't like Mastodon, to be honest.
I don't
but
understand the
It's a
concept.
little different social networks can operate with each other.
I mean, it's cool, but
I'm just. There is no logic in any of this.
yeah. I don't know. Why does Threads
It's
have
not-
to exist in
it's
the
not
first
lo-
place, dude?
I only know one person who's on Thread, who at least was on Threads, and that's it.
I have
I know someone
like
who's still on Threads.
I have a page on it, but I don't use it. Posted like twice on there, dude.
I never used Threads because I knew it was gonna fail, and I knew that because since I left Instagram on the side, I was done
Hey,
with
do you guys remember Google Plus?
Yes.
That old social
never actually
media
used
type
it.
platform? So
I never used it either, but I remember
it was the stupidest thing
right as it
ever.
was shutting down.
You know, I think that Google Plus is being removed from the description of YouTube videos, links that go to Google Plus, because I've seen so many old videos that I've sworn have had Google Plus links. Now it's just gone.
Hmm.
I have not thought about Google
The
Plus in
challenge with
probably a
developing
solid. I haven't thought about Google Plus in
I
a
only
solid
knew
4 or
Goo-
5 years.
I only knew that Google Plus existed once my dad told me that was gone. I didn't even know what it was until he told me it was a social
I think like
network.
Hangouts and all were like integrated in it, maybe. Not sure where I'm getting that from.
Yeah, Hangouts is all Hangout. Remember Alpha back when we did record our first attempt at me coming onto your show with using Google Hangouts, and remember how much of a disaster that was
Yep. So bad we switched to FaceTime.
back in January. Back in January 2022.
You know, FaceTime was its own type of thing, and then
And now we've had to switch to Yep, we went from Google Hangout. I went from my era of podcasting. I went from Hangouts the first time to FaceTime, and now we're on Discord because FaceTime decided that didn't want to work either, and now Hangouts is shut down.
didn't we go to something else at one point?
Nope, it was we just went directly from FaceTime to
You sure?
Discord
Because
back in October
I
2022.
thought we tried one other thing.
I don't have any other accounts.
Nope. I remember we just went. Huh?
I said I don't have any other accounts. I don't have any other accounts. So
I guess I'm just not remembering it properly.
Yeah, we did. Alright. Well, I guess we should move on to our next story about the European Union.
What next?
oh gosh.
At this point, this is becoming more like the EU cast, but. So, the EU has proposed the EU AI Act.
Listening?
So this is currently an outline to group each AI app into 4 risk categories for different laws.
Okay. That doesn't seem too stupid.
Similar to what the US is doing.
You know, that
but-
doesn't seem too stupid.
Yeah, because AI is stupid anyway, so.
Depends on how it's executed. But
It doesn't
Honestly,
seem
I don't
the
even like
worst thing
calling it
the EU
AI
has done,
anymore
but-
because I've learned essentially what it kind of does, and all it really is take in data and output data.
so
It's no different than the
Yeah.
same software that I use at work for generating code when it would take me hours to program it.
So I said this earlier
called
today.
Cam.
I said this earlier today about Siri to my friend because I was trying to tell Siri something and I pretty much said switch track to the next track and it just ignored me. I said Siri is the stupidest thing ever, and the dude pretty much said, "Why is that?" I said because Siri is stupider than me when I was 7, and I followed that up by saying, if I could Google something when I was 7, then I was smarter than Siri because all Siri does is take Google results and control your phone. So if you know how to control your phone, you know how to do
Yeah.
basic things like open apps, and you know how to use Google, the search engine, you're smarter than Siri.
Yeah, because AI is stupid anyway, so.
So if you know how to control your phone, you know how to do basic things like open apps, and you know how to use Google, the search engine, you're smarter than Siri.
Yeah.
Siri isn't
Yes.
smart. Google is filled with info. That's all it is. And that's really all that AI
I've
seems
actually
to
had
be to
many
me.
Google Assistant failures.
Yeah, because it really just is a repo.
You have to give it data first. To me,
Yeah, because
it's not really
you-
artificial
Yeah.
intelligence until it can dream.
Yeah. Because, yeah, stuff that OpenAI can do, like OpenAI can write video scripts, that it can write music. That's cool, but,
It's just an algorithm.
you know, because I asked
It's
OpenAI's
just like YouTube. It's an algorithm.
Yeah, I asked OpenAI's ChatGPT for a couple of specific things. There's a clear structure to it, you know. It's easy to see when it's being used, and I can tell when something's AI. Because that Big Sam dude used ChatGPT to write me an apology one time. You know, that dude that got on the call about a year and a half ago, throwing up gang signs and stuff, saying, what you guys talking about?
Oh, yes, I remember that horrible incident that we shall never speak of
Yeah, that dude
again.
wrote me an apology using ChatGPT. And I said to the dude,
That's like that
I
Microsoft.
said, you used AI to write that, didn't you? He said, yes, sir, you got me, bro. And I'm like, you're the stupidest dude I know.
It's like that Microsoft Bing AI ad when there was this guy who used Bing in an official Microsoft ad to use AI to write a speech for his daughter's wedding. AKA something you shouldn't do.
Well, besides that, what else do we have that's not AI related?
Alright, well, our next crucial topic is Tabby's story.
Yeah, so I have another Apple repair experience. So, this one wasn't my fault. I got an iPhone 12 Pro Max off of eBay for $50. And it needed a screen, but it was 512 gigabytes. So I'd say that's not a half bad price for what it is, right? So, I was going to do the screen repair. My friend was going to help me, because he's way better at this, Elias. But, USPS decided to screw us over with the delivery, and it was late, and we needed to get this done that day, pretty much. So this happened on Saturday. We made an Apple repair appointment because he wanted the phone after I was done with it. He was going to buy it from me after I was done with it because I was going to make a couple videos with it. So we take it to Apple, best Apple store in our area, by the way, in the mall. And we drop it off around 12:30. And they pretty much take it in, and they say they're going to call me when the repair is done. So we are staying in this area that whole day because we don't want to be too far away because, you know, I live in another state. He lives on the other side of the county. So we're around this area and we're going to places, you know, we go and get food. We go to a different mall just to check it out because it's, you know, decorative and whatnot. And then, you know, it's really weird. It's like nothing's going on. They're not texting me. They're not emailing me. So it's like 6 p.m. at this point. We go back to Apple. And we pretty much say, hey, what's up? Is my repair done? Dude says, oh, yes, your repair is finished. Wait over there where the watches are or something. So we're sitting at this table. And I'm going to I was messing with the iPhone SEs. And then I see the Apple Store employee come back to Elias, so I go back. My other friend was there too. And they pretty much say there was a slight amount of water damage in the phone, so they couldn't fix it. Now, that alone is okay. I don't fault them. Liability thing 100%. What I do fault them for is, see, if there's water damage, they would have saw that within 30 seconds. They could have opened the phone up and within a minute seen water damage, say, okay, we're not repairing this. Let's call the dude, tell him to get his thing, get out. That's one thing, because I would have been
Yeah.
in and out of that store, probably wouldn't even have to leave the area for an hour. Second, the phone passed diagnostics. They ran diagnostics on it and passed diagnostics. Why, if it's water damage, which yes, it had slight water damage, why did it pass diagnostics? Why is this an issue? Right? Now, the biggest issue that I had was how much time they wasted, because the screen was actually surprisingly delivered that day, the one that we purchased for $100 off eBay. But it was purchased to a P.O. box, which that P.O. box location closed at like 4 p.m. It was 6 p.m. We could have driven to the P.O. box and got it if they told us when they couldn't fix it. That pisses me off. So they wasted our whole day, which we could have been doing a lot of pretty cool stuff. Now, next, we get the screen, and it turns out the phone, even though it passed diagnostics, it did have an issue. It would restart every 5 to 10 minutes. So you know what we did? He took it to the Apple store, and this was a different Apple store. He tried trading it in, and they said that they could trade it in, but Elias was trying to buy an iPad Pro. They didn't have it at the location that he was at, so he took the phone to the location that we were trying to get it fixed at. And that stupid employee who helped us, which wouldn't shut up about trying to make us upgrade, even though she saw that we both had 15 Pros and we had no reason to upgrade, she goes up, not even handling our thing, and snitches us out, or snitches my friend out. What the hell, lady? Are you kidding me? So, I go and I went to pick the phone up on Monday or Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday, because I wanted to check the phone out, see if it was really that bad. And I pretty much tell him, I say, you want to hop over to this other Apple store, which was about 30 minutes away. He didn't get permission to go there from his parents, so he got permission to go to a different one, which was even farther out of my way, but it was already 2 p.m. I was in his state. So I was like, okay, why not? So I drive, hour, probably like 30 minutes to an hour out to another Apple store in a mall. We get in there, and we trade that phone in. We get the $405 of credit. Nobody bothered us, and we took that money, and Apple screwed us over with the repair. So guess what? We got our money out of them. If the phone passed their diagnostics, it's fine, right? That's what I think. I don't care if it's wrong, but
One would think.
But honestly, if they want to take it,
That's-
go ahead. I left those employees a terrible survey. The dude who helped me at first was very nice, but the woman who came out to give the phone, absolutely annoying. Kept trying to tell us to upgrade so many times. Told us the phone was obsolete. Recycle it. And I said, no, I'm just going to fix it myself. Oh, you should recycle it. You should upgrade to a 15 Pro Max. I'm like, I'm fixing it myself, woman. And
Yeah,
I'm like, why am I going to upgrade this?
She came clearly.
You
have a 15 Pro for goodness sakes. You already have the latest
Yeah.
That woman probably didn't have the highest
Yeah,
GPA
but the
in
part
high
that pisses
school.
me off, though, is how my friend couldn't trade it in, and this lady comes, oh, it's water damage. You guys can't trade that in. You can't trade that in. And my friend said it's a different phone. She runs the serial number. How is this her business? Like, seriously? So I pretty much said, employee didn't help, didn't call us when the repair was actually ready. How much longer I would have had to wait, God knows, and very rude to us when we came to get the phone. You should upgrade. That annoys me. And then stopped the trade-in. The trade-in happened like a day after that. That was Sunday that the trade-in happened, and no, it was Monday when I went there, because on Monday I went to picked the phone up from my buddy, and we went a couple other places. And we were just gonna, I was just gonna get the phone and we were gonna figure it out from there. But we decided just to try and trade in again, which luckily it worked. And he's got the Apple Store gift card now. We're gonna try and get a 12 Pro with that eventually, because there is absolutely no way that I'm gonna buy a 15 Pro as my secondary phone. As much as I don't really believe in secondary phones,
Yeah.
I do need a second phone for something. There's once in a while that I'll need a second phone around, and a 12 Pro would do that job pretty well. But that is how you get Apple when they screw you over. By the way, the total cost for the phone was $50. We ended up getting the screen for free because the seller messed up. So.
That's very cheap.
12 Pro Max,
12
yeah.
Pro.
512 gigabytes, so I'm absolutely maxed out to the brim 12 Pro Max.
Dang.
Yeah. Plus, the back was
That's nice.
pretty good condition, 91% battery health, iOS 16, unlocked, fully unlocked.
You got a
steal.
It's like you bought gold
And
for cheap.
shipping was in like 2 days. So, that's a good, $350 in profit? Because we got $405 for the phone. Would have got $450 if we traded it towards an iPhone, but we got $405 because we just got the gift card. So, that like $355 in profit, $345, like that.
That's a
cheap.
steal. That could have bought you a. I don't know what that could have bought you, but geez, that's
if I didn't
nice.
have a 15 Pro, I would have used that for a carrier trade-in because the carriers probably don't get recycled, resold in the bulk lots.
That's how you were able to trade in your iPhone 6 for the 10S.
Yeah, my
your
old
first
10s Max. I remember that. Traded the 6 for it. The Sprint. Or no, T-Mobile. That was the first time I had T-Mobile. But, yeah, that is my whole Apple story there. That was a really fun experience because just the fact that they tried doing this, they tried so hard, but they couldn't even market in their system. So funny. But, yeah, that's
tech support.
so I think the next topic should be about Teddy's MacBook Pro, though.
Yes, that was what I was. And on the other hand, of something that's not so cheap, the next topic will be my new MacBook, which is already planning on being my next topic anyway. So, as I'm sure many of you guys know at this point, if you're tuning in, and I'll just share, and I'll see if I can share my screen for you, so that way you can see that. Well, okay, now I can see that, but this is my new MacBook. With a 60, this is a 16-inch November 2023 variant with 18 gigabytes of RAM and macOS Sonoma.
That's nice. You got 16-inch?
So it's been 24
Nice.
hours.
You got 16-inch?
24 hours.
Nice.
Yep. And the battery was around 60% when I started recording, and now it's at 41%. So
Yeah,
it's a lot
it's
more
crazy.
efficient than my 2019
Yeah.
MacBook Pro. But yes, this is my new MacBook, and it's finally nice to have an Intel
Silicon.
Intel. It's nice to have an Apple Silicon MacBook Pro now that is very good. And the reason why I got the 16-inch variant is because I need the extra screen real estate to have all my windows open while podcasting without an external monitor. But I'm so far very happy with the Space Black variant.
Space Black looks nice.
The only problem I have with
I
this
don't like
computer
it.
is that it doesn't have the touch bar, which I used a lot more than I thought I did, so it's a little hard to get used to without the touch bar, Mac without it, and it's also a little hard to get and the keyboard has taken some. And I've had to adjust to like the differences in the screen sizes. Like I've had to rearrange the way I do my windows, but yeah. And I guess I should mention on a somewhat related note is that my 2019 MacBook Pro is now living in its retirement home.
Nice.
So overall, I actually didn't have my 16-inch 2019 MacBook Pro for as long as I thought
I'm sure
it
you'll
would.
keep the new one longer because you got the 60-inch in 2022, right? It was already 2 years old when you got
Yeah.
it. You got an
3
early.
years old actually.
You got an early
it's a late
22,
2019.
and that's a late 2019, right?
Yeah, it was on. Yeah, it was on. Remember, it was our third episode of a podcast.
So a little
we
bit more
covered it.
than 2 years old. 2 years and 5 months.
Yep, it was pretty.
This came out in November 19.
It was pretty. Yeah, they've been. Either way, I have a new MacBook now, and I'm very happy about it because
It's a well-needed upgrade.
well, it's a well, yes. Tabby
So you
said
plan on upgrading to
Tabby's
Final Cut at some
stealing
point?
all my-
Oh,
Yes, I do. That's pro. I might have to. I might purchase
Do that.
Apple Plus on this thing though, just because I have not. Just because after my incident with AirPods Pro 2, I'm not too
I mean,
sure if I
it's like
will,
$99
but-
a year, and it can save you a $1,200 screen replacement. Because
Yeah, it's
let me tell you this: one bad incident where it can fall off. I've only broken one MacBook in my life, screen-wise, on accident. And that was when my old MacBook Air fell off the bed. And that thing, it was like a 3-foot fall, and it just got destroyed. So, one bad incident like that.
I don't know how laptops are designed to survive falls like that.
Yeah, they're not. That's why you need Apple Care. Because if it falls like on the lid, which a lot of the times it will, then you're pretty much screwed. You know, I've yet to drop my MacBook Pro, but it still has a couple marks in it just from usage being used. I'd say extremely heavily over the last 5 months, 6 months, whatever it is. I don't know if you guys watched my latest video, but I actually just covered my 2023 MacBook Pro.
Yes, I watched
That video took like 3 weeks to produce.
When did you
I
upload
uploaded
that?
on Saturday because I was unable to upload it on Friday. YouTube was being YouTube.
I might have missed it.
Yeah,
I might have missed it.
Speaking of Alpha, when is Alpha gonna upload another tech video?
I know, I've been slow. It's just... Combined with sleep and a tad bit of depression going on, it's getting really difficult for me to record videos.
It's unfortunate.
I am going to record tonight, though. I am going to
Tech
record tonight.
video?
Yes, I'm going to record something on the beeper incident. So...
Finally! Alpha's back!
That's good.
Yeah, a lot of it is just a combination of lack of I can't English. A lack of sleep and depression.
Hopefully you get over that, man. Because that stuff can... Yeah.
Hopefully so.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
Because I think one of the biggest problems fueling my depression is a bit of loneliness.
Oh, okay. In what way?
Like,
Well, I
the
mean,
number
you're not
one
doing
thing
much
that allows me to record with you guys is I'm actually talking to people.
Yeah, I can
That's
see
how I
that.
can record this just fine, because if I actually was not mentally okay, then I wouldn't even be recording the show with you guys. But Yeah, the truth is, I've been realizing for the past month, I have no friends,
What do you mean, like in person?
and I'm just literally doing this. Yeah, like I'm literally just doing the same thing. I'm almost become a robot at this point. I wake up, roll out of bed, feed the dogs, go into work for 8 hours. At least I try to go in for 8 hours. Come home, try to ponder a video idea. Usually I fail because yeah, it's either that or I'm going to choir practice. And then by the time I come home, I eat dinner, and then I'm so exhausted and my brain is just so tired. I do not have the energy to film.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's the same.
at the same time, I'm talking to almost nobody. It's so yeah, this you guys probably didn't know this, but this podcast really helps me out.
Yeah, I can. Well, I mean, you actually have time to edit this podcast over Christmas, so
Yeah.
yeah, cool shows.
Yeah, I've been debating on making a video on the vlog channel diving deeper into the depression and loneliness that I've been dealing with as of late, because I think it's healthy to talk about that and get that out there.
Well, I guess. Well, whenever I run out of video ideas, I guess you just think about what's on your. I guess you should think about what's on your mind, because honestly, that's kind of what the purpose of the vlog channel is, and it would help. And more importantly, it is a video idea.
You know what you should do?
Yeah.
Go through your favorite YouTubers' most popular videos. Put your own spin on them. It's not really...
I've done stuff like that
Yeah,
before.
like, don't go and, take somebody's exact video. If some dude's doing something exact,
Yeah,
don't
I know.
do it. But, taking something like
Yeah.
Teddy's videos on, his jailbreak... Well, you probably wouldn't care about jailbreak, but you get the point. His jailbreak videos and putting your own spin on them. It works, It'll get you somewhere.
I'll see what videos Alpha could potentially do a spin on, since there's not a lot of stuff they could do a spin.
Make another Windows
Alright,
video.
Some of the most popular videos. iPad Pro, or just make more follow-ups to your most popular video, or is the iPad because a lot of my own popular videos Alpha can't create, because my most popular videos, the iPad Pro had 7 inches worth in 2022. Alpha doesn't have the iPad. How to downgrade the iPhone 4. Alpha doesn't have an iPhone 4 to
I don't think
downgrade.
Alpha cares about
How to
downgrading an
install
iPhone
apps
4.
No, I don't.
How to install apps on iOS 5 and 6 in 2023. Well, Alpha does have an iPad 1 that he could use for that, but it doesn't work. And he has an iPad 4 he can dual boot, but again.
I think Alpha does more of the
iOS
type
is
of
jailbreak
documentary type videos where he's actually going into his thoughts on something
like-
instead of tutorials.
I like
Yeah.
doing that. To be honest, I've had trouble. To be honest, if there's anything I've had trouble doing with my videos, it's trying to. I've actually had more trouble just putting my own on videos lately, because I've just. I don't know. I used to have such an easy time putting my own opinions on videos, but now it's just a lot. But now it's just, especially now that I do a more scripted form of videos, it's just a lot harder to put my own spin on videos. Since at this point, my videos are just basically robot made, except they're not robot. Except I'm not robot.
A lot of the videos that I've made in the past. See, right now, every video I make, I follow this kind of expectation that it has to be on par with the rest. If I make a video now, taking my iPhone, holding it up, no tripod, anything, just like I would have done years ago, that's not going to compete to something like my MacBook Pro video, my iMac G5 video. Hate talking about this, but the iPhone XS video, that video took a long time to produce.
Yeah.
And that type of stuff, my MacBook...
It was good, though. It was really good.
I appreciate that. And my video in the MacBook 12-inch, that video tanked. That was my least popular video in so long. It was, 10 out of 10. Lowest on the view chart. Got me... It did more harm than good. Screwed the algorithm for me. And that seems to happen every week. Doesn't matter how much effort I put into it. But then I can make a video where I grab an old router, an old Airport Extreme from Goodwill, and I use it in 2023. And that gets that gets 20,000 views. I can go and take a case off the Walmart clearance section that didn't have a price tag and they just gave it to me.
Did you say 20,000 views?
My iPhone XS case had no price tag on it. It was at the clearance section. I said, how much do you want for this? Just take it. 70,000 views. Using Windows... See, the only video of mine that I think deserves the views, in reality, is my Windows 7 video. Maybe the Airport Extreme video. The Windows 7 video, I put time into it.
And funny enough, I didn't put that much time into my Windows 7 videos.
But another thing is, every video that I make follows expectations, and it also follows the concept of, how will this video be seen in 10 years? How will this video be seen to an employer, to somebody who I don't want to have a bad image to? And that is a problem that I see on this podcast, because a lot of the times I will just say stuff out of impulse, and I will kind of be like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. Yeah. In general, it is easier for me to put a filter on, a 10-minute video at max that I script 100% of, and I produce out of this world, because every bit of the videos, I hate to say it, but none of it's just like point and shoot. It all has to follow a scripting process, a filming process, an editing process, seeing, did I reveal any sensitive info? I guess, is my address going to show up? Is any of that going to show up?
I have to look for that too.
And I am very careful with that stuff. I know there are people who don't like me. I know there are people from when I was 12 that still kind of go on my channel and still look for stuff to use against me. Screw them, But it's that kind of thing that tends to happen, and it's really, really annoying. But that's just how it is nowadays. And the fact that I see channels, not going to name anyone, but I see channels with 2,000 subscribers who take an iPhone and just don't even get the right lighting. Take an iPhone, record some 20-second video, and repeat it over and over and over again, and they get 2,500 subscribers. But I put hours into my stuff and I get 800.
Who does that? Who does that?
Put it in the chat.
Yeah, it drives me nuts on some of my multiple day process that took the videos that took me literally multiple days to. Well, the filming was done in one day, but the editing took me multiple days because I wanted it so perfect.
Yeah.
And yet the view count on that is like, let me find it real quick. Well, where's one of them?
My MacBook Pro video is an 8 out of 10. It's
109 views.
That's not bad for your channels.
The smartphone market is in trouble.
That's not terrible for your channel size. But yeah, my MacBook Pro video is an 8 out of 10. It's tanking in views. 1 out of 10, 2.1K. 2 out of 10, 1.7. 3 out of 10, 1.0. 4 out of 10, 672. And then all the way down here, 218. This is after 4 days and 20 hours. But there are channels who can just blow up overnight. Really funny, right?
Oh, this is the fun. I know this is a bit, but do you guys know iClassic?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
I've heard of the guy.
So he's a YouTuber that does basic videos on vintage, or at least did do basic videos on basic vintage Apple devices, and he filmed them very professionally and all that. But the thing that irritated me so much of him was that he just he just magic. The thing that got me the most is why I actually unsubscribed from him is that. Well, one of the reasons is that he started his channel back in February 2021, I believe. And now he has well over 60,000 subscribers.
See, it makes sense because he does a very cinematic approach at everything.
Yeah, but
his videos are very well produced.
And as John Prosser's made me realize, his videos are more like rip-offs of MKBHD videos.
I don't know.
But,
I don't really pay attention to his channel all that much. It's just I watch more longer videos.
But more important, the thing that irritated me the most was that he suddenly felt that he was big and worthy enough to put sponsors in his videos.
Yeah.
That irritates me because I'm like, I've been uploading YouTube videos consistently since July of 2020, June 2020. Excuse me. I haven't even got, and I've never gotten offers for a sponsor. Not that I'll do sponsors, but I've never gotten an offer.
I get offers.
I'm looking at the
people
first video I have ever posted on YouTube. 5 years ago.
Is that the how to read key?
How to read key
music. I've been doing YouTube for 5 years, and at most,
I've been doing it for 7.
I get emails from people who want to send me karaoke machines. I'm like, what the hell am I gonna do with a karaoke machine, dude? I'm like, do I look like the kind of channel to go and make a full-length 20-minute review every single thing about some Chinese karaoke machine?
Oh, you know,
some Chinese branded whatever. I'm like, oh, and wireless chargers. I'm like, I have enough junk sitting around. I don't need some company that's gonna go bankrupt in 2 weeks.
Oh wait. Oh, I'm actually checking my
karaoke
accounts
machines. I'm like, what am I gonna do with that?
Email. I'm actually checking. Oh my gosh! I actually got a sponsorship offer. Okay, I actually got an email from one of my relatives that I didn't get until now. Oh.
Yeah.
Should respond to
But
that.
that's what gets me about sponsorships. Not trying to diss anybody who takes these sponsorships. If you want to do it, go ahead. If you want to take the sponsorship, go ahead. You know, it's a way to get your name out there in a way. But I don't see the appeal. I don't see why I would just go and do this, you know? But besides that, Alpha, I know how you're feeling with all this, with all your channel stuff. You're not getting the recognition that you deserve. I 100% agree. Because your videos are probably better produced than 90% of the videos on the platform. You know, I've seen channels with 500-600 subscribers, or not 1,000 subscribers, who make worse videos than you. And I just think that YouTube's algorithm really screws people who put time and effort into their videos at this rate or at this small of a channel. Because you can make a video that can look like it's produced by a multi-thousand, 10,000 subscriber channel who has more time and resources to put into it. And you'll get 30 views. But you make a video that a 6-year-old could make and you get 70,000.
I guess our next topic that is not NDA is that Apple is testing 3 different iPhone 16 designs.
I think I've heard about a few.
One which has unified volume one with unified volume buttons and a combined camera modules. Yes, combined camera modules like on the iPhone 10. Another with an iPhone 12-like design, but with a curved 15 chassis. But the most likely variant is going to have an iPhone 15 design, but vertical camera lenses and the capture button. So what does Alpha think about the first potential design? Because I know he'd be very interested in it.
Is it the one where the two cameras are unified into a pill?
Yep.
That I'm on board with. That I am actually on board with.
So am I.
It's way better than the stovetop.
The reason why it's returning to vertical camera lenses is that it has to support spatial video for the new fancy Apple Vision Pro.
Hmm.
You know, I don't get why they say that doing it that way matters, because, like, what is it, Deep Fusion, is that the feature where it uses all three camera lenses, and supposedly that's why it's so important they have to be equidistant from each other? Yet, they're not equidistant from each other. I've measured. So...
Sounds like baloney to me.
Yeah, so the reasoning why they'd go back to vertical for it needing to do, well, 3D video and such, that Deep Fusion is kind of doing the same thing, and supposedly that's why they needed to be all equidistant from each other. So I'm not buying that excuse. But I'm still not complaining, because at the end of the day, it's still a better design than what they're currently doing.
Yep. And speaking of the iPhone
I think the design of the camera, it's getting repetitive at this point. Everyone says iPhones look the same.
yeah, dude.
Look at the front of the Samsung device.
Yeah.
The Note 10 looks the same as the S23, right? There are some small differences, but see, at least Apple's changed the notch from the big notch to the small notch to the dynamic island. That's changing it. You look at the back of the iPhones, the cameras are bigger.
They look different. They look different enough so that way I can tell the differences on that.
I can't really tell a difference between...
Yeah, all you have to do is just look at the size of the camera bump.
I can't really tell a difference between...
Which is how come.
I can't really tell a difference
Color of
between
the
the
phone.
13, 14, and 15 cameras. Camera bump.
I actually can because of the... I actually do by the colors, and that's actually how I know what most of my classmates, what phones most of my classmates and teachers at school use, because I can just tell looking by the...
The 15 Pro
cameras
is
most of the
titanium,
time.
so that makes it easier
I
to
can't
see.
actually...
But the 12
Yeah.
Pro and 13 Pro,
Yeah.
Well, I can't actually tell
The
the difference
colors are
between
more
the... Yeah, 12 Pro Max and 13 Pro Max, if it's not in their blue colors, I can't tell the difference. But 13 Pro to 14 Pro, I can easily tell the difference just by looking at the size of the camera bump.
I can only tell. I can tell by just looking at the size of the camera bump from a 12 Pro to 13 Pro. That's how I can tell.
So, yeah, the way you tell the difference is just, oh, whose camera bump is more stupidly massive?
I don't really notice the size that much on camera bumps, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. They all kind of just look the same to me on first glance. If I hold it, that's a bit of a different story, but if I'm just kind of like looking at it from a distance, I can't really tell.
It's fair enough.
Maybe it's just me.
Yeah, the one where the design where the cameras are unified into a pill. Please give me that back. I am so tired of looking at this disorganized mess on the back.
My nice 1970s stovetop, I'm very sick of this. I'm sick of having the biggest camera bump on TIFP.
Yes. I've hated it on the 11 series. I've hated it on the 12 series. I've hated it on the 13, 14, and 15 series. It doesn't matter what generation iPhone it is. As long as it has this design, I hate it. That is the reason why I'm still using this as my daily driver. So, yeah. Bring it back. Clean it up. I really hope that's the design they choose.
So do I. But in other news, do you guys remember the rumored capture button on the iPhone 16?
Yeah.
Apple is it has been revealed by rumors that it is supposed to capture
Okay.
video. How shocking!
We don't need another button on the iPhone. I'm sorry. We don't need another
It was
button.
obvious that it could capture video.
Yes, I agree because you know what Steve Jobs. Because you know why Steve Jobs invented the iPhone in the first place?
Just to get rid of the buttons.
Yes, Steve Jobs.
That was
would
the
not
whole point of the
approve
first
adding a capture
iPhone.
button. To
Get rid of the
remove
buttons. Clean it up.
That was the.
That's why the iPhone was such a huge hit. And we've all
That's the
seen
whole
what
point
happens
of
when other
this.
phone manufacturers add buttons to it. Samsung and the Bixby button. Thank God that didn't last.
Now it's the only way that Bixby is still surviving is as a joke in Samtimes videos.
Yeah. There's only 3 buttons, maybe 2, depending on how 2 of them are designed, that I find to be required on a smartphone. And technically, maybe you only need 1. Power button, obviously. And then the volume buttons.
Even then, because there's a control center, you don't truly need volume buttons. You don't need a mute
unless you want to
switch.
adjust the volume of your music in your pocket without pulling out your phone.
Yeah, but otherwise you only need a power. Yeah, at this point you just need one button. One button is all you need. And I can't get the reactions thing to work again.
Yeah, that was... Oh, there it goes. There it is. Yeah. Yeah, we don't need more buttons.
Oh, I can get it to go now.
So, yeah. No more buttons. Don't bring this stupid capture button. We don't need it. The iPhone does not need it. The volume buttons serve that purpose just fine. We don't need a dedicated button to capture video.
You know the volume button can be used to start and stop capturing videos and take photos. In fact, iPhones have supported that since iOS 5.
I think
Yeah.
everyone knows that.
Not that many people seem to know that, but you know how old iOS 5 is?
Older
iOS
than my
5
cat.
is at this point 12 years old. It's older than most of my cats, and it's also older than some TIFP viewers and listeners.
Yeah, here's a suggestion if you want a dedicated video capture button. Have volume up capture either photo or video, and volume down capture the other.
Yeah, that could work too.
Using the resources you have available to you? Isn't that smart?
Yes, and you know what else Apple could do? Apple could let users map themselves.
So, yeah, they don't need a dedicated capture button. There's no reason to have one.
Well, speaking of new features coming to the iPhone, so you know the iPhone 15 Pro and the N3 series MacBooks have been the first Macs and iPhones to debut the 3nm process by TSMC.
What's going on with them?
TSMC is already discussing deals with Apple for 2nm processors by the iPhone 17 Pro.
Dang, that's ambitious.
They're going fast.
Yeah. I hope they don't go too fast and start rushing things.
Yeah. Oh well. And now we come to our final topic.
All right, what's up?
The Apple Watch 10 is rumored to be able to detect hypertension and sleep apnea.
That's cool.
That's incredible for those who need it.
I know it's sleep apnea, but what is hypertension?
I guess just getting hyperly tense around something. I don't know. I guess that's what it is.
I don't know.
But either way, it helps.
I don't know that much medical stuff.
It's more of a limited, more niche accessibility feature, but nonetheless, it's still a cool health feature.
I wish they'd bring
And as
glucose
that
monitoring.
Oh, so I know. So that would be so helpful for people that are diabetic, as unlike all the other minor accessory features that Apple brings, a lot of people are diabetic.
Yep. I could give one for my dog if they brought a glucose monitor to it.
Oh, I could get one of my cats is diabetic.
How does that work?
Hmm?
How does that work? What do you do?
Me or Alpha.
Well, both of you with your animals.
So
What do you have to do to like maintain those?
So I've had two diabetic cats. One of them, or can I talk in all Alpha talk?
Sure.
So I'm not actually the. So my mom is mostly the one who deals with our diabetic animals. So I've had two diabetic cats. One of them has unfortunately passed away. His name was Stinker, and he lived until 2020. And then the other one is named Tuxie, who is still alive. But how it works is that the owner has to see the cats eat, and then you have to give them insulin shots.
Oh,
Yeah.
what happens if you don't?
They just don't. Something happens to their digestive system and they get really sick. I'm not a major expert in this, but as I'm not a veterinarian, but
Oh,
It's
Right.
basically the same thing if a diabetic person doesn't take their shots.
yeah.
So, yeah, for me,
How
a
about your
difference
dog?
between me and handling Marley, she's the one who's diabetic. She actually gets the shot as she eats because, unfortunately, if she's not distracted, getting that needle in her is a total bear. So we have to do it as she's eating. Otherwise, good luck.
I can understand it. I understand having to deal with giving cats pills, as I've heard of it. It's from what I hear, it's impossible in some cases.
Our dogs are so smart. We can never, whenever we have to give them pills for either heartworm or something like that, just to keep their health systems up. Giving them their pills is nearly impossible. Their noses are amazing. Like we'll get them treats and we'll hide it. Sometimes we'll open up the pill and spread the powder on eggs. They won't eat the eggs.
Similarly, the cat, my grandmother's late cat Callie, aka the cat on my profile picture, so my grandmother had such a horrible time getting her to take pills because my grandmother tried giving her a pill pocket, and what happened is that she would manage to eat the pocket part, but then spit out the pill.
Yep, my dogs
There
do
was
the
another
exact same thing.
And there was another time when when Callie had to take a pill, but Callie would not refuse to take the pill, so my grandma tried to blend cat food and the pill together, and she did not eat the cat food at all.
Yep.
It was canned cat food, mind you.
So Yeah, getting animals to take their pills is extremely difficult because the hardest thing we have to work with is they can smell it. They can smell the pill and they can smell something's off.
There's a reason why police officers use dogs to detect illegal drugs.
Yup, there's a reason for it. So much to the point where even the... I found this video to be interesting on Mr. Who's the Boss's channel. He toured a super high-tech prison. There's a reason why their drug department still relies on traditional animals.
What do you mean? So
They're
the
still
prisoners can
using
pet the
dogs to sniff... No, for sniffing out drugs.
Oh, you're right.
What video did Mr. Who's the Boss tour a high-tech prison?
It was a... Yeah, you've been unsubscribed for a while. I actually just unsubscribed recently because I had enough of... I hate it when YouTubers get a bunch of money and then it gets to them.
Yeah,
And it happened...
Oh my
it finally happened with
gosh.
Mr. Who's the Boss.
Oh, yeah, he did. Oh, yes, he's real. Oh, yes, he's too. Cheap versus expensive phones. How close are they? Really? Or he bought the craziest tech in Japan. Nope. Okay, I guess, but...
I bought every
Still, I
PlayStation
guess-
ever. That
Yes.
type of video. I'm like, no. I don't like those. Don't make it about yourself when it comes to money like that. It's just, it makes
Oh,
me
you
so
know his
mad.
video? You know his video when he claimed to... The videos that really got me to me were... The first video that actually got to me, even though I subscribed to him after that, was when he bought every iPhone ever, because that irritated me because for... Number one, he not only skipped Plus models, but he also skipped the 5C and the 10R, and the standard 11, which really irritated me, but he also bought them all sealed, and they were all on older iOS versions, but then he
here it is.
updated them all, which of course really irritated me. I saw
I
that
entered world's
Or I
highest
know what
tech
that is.
prison. That's the video. So,
When was that?
Another...
not too long ago. That was a recent month ago.
I don't know. I don't really watch the guy's channel.
Yeah. And his video...
It
and
drives me
another one
nuts
of his videos
because
that this one really...
you remember the wallpaper video he made?
I didn't watch that, but I remember hearing about that.
That was so amazing. I loved when he
I'm
went
sure it
into figuring out some of the weirdest things that have happened in tech and give us an explanation. I loved those videos so much. And now it's... I bought every
loved the
PlayStation
smartphone
ever.
gadgets videos. I loved the smartphone gadget videos so much because they showed actually accessories that still could be practical, but to the point where I actually created my own smartphone accessory videos. I only did 2 of them because I don't have that many, but I didn't have that many, and they were in 2020. That was back in 2021, so I had no job, so as a result, I couldn't buy many. But still,
You know, it's
it
funny.
used to be.
Buying every PlayStation ever, or every iPhone ever, well, apparently every iPhone ever, is not unique. You know, you can...
Yeah.
No, it's not.
You can get anyone to do that. It's just something that... Yeah, you're buying material objects. So what?
It's just literally him bragging about how much money he has to do stuff like that.
Yeah, money does very weird things to people. And that's why I have a hard time saving it. It's because I kind of have a thing against having a lot of money at once. Because it does weird things to people. And that's why I've mentioned I don't want to be a millionaire anymore. I just want enough to get by.
Yeah, money does weird. If you true, being rich truly depends on. Yeah, being rich is often just damaging because it truly just really. Because a lot of times people that don't necessarily have the greatest mindsets, they're often the ones that get rich, like Bill Gates. He literally ripped off CPM and created Microsoft DOS. And guess what? And guess where he is now? Because he ripped somebody else off.
Living la
He's
vida
one of the richest
loca.
men in the world. And that's just truly sad to me that people can get that far with doing dishonest stuff. Like, how come Jeff Bezos is so rich and yet he's not, and yet Amazon has at this point become such a scam website that I hate shopping there.
Don't forget the Zuck.
The Zuck literally locked the founders of Facebook out and all of his bosses, supervisors out of their accounts just so that way he could gain control of the company.
Yeah,
Now
money
he's one of the
does
richest men in the
weird things to you.
world.
And even though, I know, it's funny we're saying money does weird things to you, people with money do dangerous things, and yet we defend Apple a lot, especially with the whole beeper thing.
Money's doing weird things to Beeper, too, you have to consider.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Yeah. It's especially one of the reasons why I'm mad at what Beeper's doing. Because at first they thought, let's steal someone else's service and then charge money for people to access our stolen service. Whatever. Yeah, it's so wrong in so many ways.
Truly is. It's just again, as the point we went over a couple of episodes ago, is that when brands get big, they often lose their spark. Like even I felt like I've lost a little bit of my original spark that I had in my YouTube videos.
I felt like I lost it a long time ago, to be honest.
Your videos have actually remained. Your videos haven't actually lost their spark, and my videos, to be fair, are still about the same kind of stuff, so I haven't really lost their spark. But I'm just trying.
I think Teddy's
I'm
new
having a hard
videos are
time
better than his old ones, honestly.
My new
I do
videos
agree.
are a lot better. Yeah, my new videos are a lot better, but I'm just having a hard time putting my own personal spin on them.
Yeah, I mean, I think I commented this, but I think that you should try to make longer videos, you know.
I have. I've actually tried doing that, and my next video is actually going to be a pretty short one, but another big reason why I'm doing it is because it actually goes back to the point on how iPhones retain their value better than Android phones.
Huh.
And the reason why I'm also okay with making a little bit of a shorter video this time is because it's because it's nearing Christmas and not a lot of people are going to be busy doing other stuff besides watching YouTube videos. So I'd rather not make people feel like they missed a big video.
I guess.
Oh, I guess to be honest, I'm not sure. To be honest, even though I have one of the biggest tech collection out of all of us, I still feel like I'm running out of ideas for YouTube videos.
Well,
Like, I don't know.
do we have any other
No, we're good to wrap up whenever.
Alright.
Alright, so do you guys want to wrap up now?
Yeah. Let's go
I'd say
ahead
now's
and
a
wrap
good
up.
time.
Alright, as always, thank you all for tuning in to another episode of the iTunes Fanboy Podcast. As always, I'm Teddy Magger from the iTunes Fanboy.
I'm Tabby Cat from whatever channel you know me from.
My name is Alpha DeWolf from the Random Alpha.
As always, we are saying goodbye for now, and we hope you all have, and because this will probably be the last episode released in 2023, we hope you all have a very happy new year. And as always, we'll see you once again sometime soon for more Apple news. But as always, peace out and Merry Christmas to Tabby and Alpha, because it's not Christmas yet as we're recording it.
Yeah.
This episode will probably come out around Christmas, so Merry Christmas.
Yep.
Unless we get like a month.
Merry
more.
Christmas, everyone.
Yeah. But goodbye for now.